Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, all we have to do now is order the inspection. Okay, great. Inspection? Now what? What do we order? Who inspects? How long is this going to take? Is it going to affect the purchase? Part 2, which is this one, is going to cover inspections. Now let's go. Hey LiveJoy family, I'm back. Anthony Yiman here with part 2 of appraisals versus inspections. Part 1, I talked about appraisals. Feel free to go ahead and watch that. Part 2 is going to be about inspections and the process itself. Now if you missed part 1, that's okay. You can still watch this one and find a lot of great info in here. While talking about the inspection today, I'll be talking mainly from the buyer's perspective. And we're going to talk about a couple things. 1, the inspection period itself. 2, what is inspected? And 3, what do we do once we get that inspection report back? So how much time do you have for your inspection? Well, just like everything in real estate, that is negotiable. So when you're writing your offer with your realtor, you want to look at a time frame that's comfortable for you, but also aggressive enough and appealing enough to that seller. It's all part of the game. Sometimes I like to reach out to an inspector and see when their availability is, and that'll determine how aggressive we can be with the offer as far as that inspection period or not. You don't want to say, hey, sure, 5-day inspection period, and they can't get in there till day 6. Now what? All right, so what exactly is inspected? Well, I like to look at it like this, and it's a general inspection. So I like to compare it to a general physician, right? You're getting a full checkup. They're gonna look at everything. They're gonna look at the roof, the foundation, the walls, the tile floor, the outlets, the pool if there is a pool. They'll look at screen enclosures. They'll look at everything. It's a general inspection. They're gonna look at the whole entire home. Now, most inspectors these days aren't just looking. They've got all kinds of technology with them to dive in a little deeper. So they'll do visual inspections, but they're also gonna have maybe a thermal reading to look and see if there's moisture in a particular area of the home, temperature gauges to check the AC. They'll have a handful of tools to help with that inspection and make sure the report is as detailed as possible. Now there are some inspections that you might have to request as a specialty. That could be your air quality or your mold inspection. That could be a pest inspection, radon, down here in Florida, seawall or a dock inspection. You can get a pool leak inspection, and there are many more. There are also some items to specifically pay attention to, and that's any home typically built from the 1980s to about 1995. You always want to double check for polybutylene plumbing. I've seen that come up a lot, and that is something you really want to know if you have or not. Also, most lenders will not even give you the money to purchase a home if it does have polybutylene plumbing. So be aware of that. Another item to be on the lookout for would be defective drywall. That ranges anywhere from 2001 to 2009. You definitely want to check on that. That can cause some health issues, also corrosion to wires, and just a really kind of nasty smell. Your inspector will definitely be able to help you figure that out. Now, if you remember, I talked about the inspection being a complete checkup, right? So it's a general inspection. Now, just like that general physician, if an inspector finds something, say with the AC or with the roof, you're gonna wanna then go ahead and dig in a little deeper and contact a licensed professional within that field to really come and take a look and see what's going on with that particular part of the home. Now, keep in mind that the inspection is paid upfront by the buyer, and that's the first big investment when it comes to the real estate purchase. So you're gonna go ahead and invest that time and that money to have the home looked at to make sure everything's in order before moving forward. Okay, so who is present at the time of the inspection? This time really belongs to the buyer and their agent. I'm always gonna recommend and suggest that the buyer goes to the inspection because this is a great chance for them to learn about the home. You're gonna learn about the ins and outs of the home, maybe how to turn the main water off, the main electrical power, things like that. Now, that doesn't mean you go to the inspection and you hover over the inspector's shoulder, nitpicking and pointing out things that you see that's wrong. Just let them work, let them do their job. That's what they get paid for. And then at the end, feel free to ask as many questions as you want while they're present. then you'll get that full report that I talked about, and you can still call them and ask for some explanations about specific items that maybe caught your eye. First of all, remember, don't panic. Every step of the real estate process can be stressful, and that's okay, that's normal. Let your realtor help you throughout the process, and let us stress for you. That's what we're here for. Now, when looking at the inspection results, you're gonna wanna decipher with your realtor's help and the inspector's help, what is cosmetic, what is not, what's truly a concern. Then you're gonna look at the contract. What language is in there to identify what is supposed to be fixed by the seller? Does the seller have any obligations to fix anything? These are all things you're gonna look at. But you're gonna just wanna take a moment, breathe, you get the results back, you've got this big list of items. Now remember, when looking at those results, you really wanna look at the big important stuff that could affect the home in a negative way. If you're gonna look at, a broken screen door, scuffed up drywall, settlement cracks, those are cosmetic, and the seller's probably not gonna even entertain that, and the contract may not even honor that. So don't get focused or fixated on the little stuff. You're looking for big things. Is the AC 12 years old? Is it working on and off? Is there a leak in the roof? Is the seawall falling apart into the water? I mean, these are big items that you really want to pay attention to, and that's what should be concerned if that is found.
All right, you got that inspection report back, and there are some items that are defective. Couple things to do. One, I think the more info, the merrier. So you can get some estimates, see what it may cost to replace or repair the items that were flagged. You can then, as a buyer, take those estimates and provide them with a request for repair to the seller. Say, hey, I'd like these items to be addressed prior to closing. That's my condition moving forward. Or the more popular probably approach would be asking the seller for a credit. This always just is a little more seamless. The credit will come at closing, so you'll get cash, at the table, or at least in your pocket. And from there, you can hire your own vendor, whatever technician you want to go ahead and do the work. Then you have a little more control of the situation and the repairs. A lot of folks seem to like that route. Well, I hope you liked that video and you found it useful. This is part 2 of appraisals versus inspections. We just went over inspections. This is also my second video. Be on the lookout for a lot more. Other than that, like and subscribe. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out to Anthony for help.